Hello everybody, welcome back to Sharon from Exploring Art. This is video 3. If you haven't seen 2 or 1, check my back catalogue. And if you'd also like to see some other acrylic tutorials in colour, pop back and see my catalogue also. But thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me. Thumbs up, subscribe, share, comments are always welcome. And if you are inspired by seeing my tutorials, remember hashtag Sharon Lindley inspired me. It's a great way of me seeing your artwork and celebrating the amazing work you've done, and it's a great way for me to see your work very easily. And we also have, I also have a Facebook group where you can showcase your pictures of your artwork in there. Today's session is going to be about the sand and just trying to bring some life to that front area to hopefully add to the illusion that that white is white. Far out. The ocean is lapping onto that beach. I really do enjoy the monotone colours of this. So it was a challenge for myself to see if I could still add depth, to see if I could still get the sky and the ocean to look like they are, just with the two colours. So again, we are just going to be working with Paynes Gray and Titanium White. My very used brushes, you may see me using the 2-inch to cover the biggest surface area, and then I have a 12 and a 10 round and a flat brush. I don't have the size on that, they've been very well worn. I'll be wearing my gloves because I don't want to ruin these nails. All right, let's get on with this, but I will probably do a voiceover because I am finishing watching a movie. So that's giving back to me, and I can come and get back and give you some instructions after. The only other thing I will need is some water just to spray my canvas to help with the moving over the paint, and some kitchen wipe. Right, let's go on with this. This is where it all starts to come together. And again, I am learning as I'm going on with canvas, and I know to go in with a slightly darker Paynes Grey with a little bit of white, because I know I'm going to be bringing on top of it the lighter shades as well. And I like to start dark and build it up lighter. And for me in my head, what's going through at the minute is, okay, just go with the principle that you would do if you're working with your normal sand colour. And I'd always start dark because I want that area near the water edge to be darker. And until I get the right tone that I'm happy with, and I'm thinking that the wave is going to be coming in and lapping, and there's going to be areas that's wetter than the other. So you just see me work through that. I think the end result works quite well. I still love using my big brush. And I'm coming in and practicing with my stripes. Now, the reason I do these stripes, the ones to the left I'm going to wipe off because the angle wasn't right. It is basically a tiny little bit of Paynes Grey, which is slightly darker, virtually nothing on the brush. And just by swiping down, it's blending in with those lighter tones, and it's not creating such a harsh colour difference. And you'll see I come down to start with, and I pull it forward in the angle that I think the waves are going to be. Random, I don't want it to be too uniform. Now, I will come and pull some of that back, but I go in big to start with, and you'll see me scuffing the lighter ones back in where maybe this it's been a while since the water's touched that area. So this is what I'm saying now. I pull it back a little bit. I do my brush strokes left to right because I want it to, like, I don't know, maybe there's been a little bit of movement, maybe it was from the wave before. It just looks a little bit more organic and natural to me. It's an optional extra, you don't have to do this, it's just something I'm trying to work on to try and perfect or add more value to that wave that's coming in. Now I come in with a darker colour, it's almost a pure Paynes Grey, maybe a little bit of white on my brush just to help with that 3D wave. I went a little bit wider than I normally go with this because I knew I wanted it to look like the water's rushing in. So to help with, when I'm doing my circular motions to retain some of that shadow, I went bigger than normal. I'm I am mapping out where I want it look like the wave that before has just come in and it's retreating back. Once I'm happy with where it is, I come in and I put a more solid colour in there this time. The reason being, again, I know that I can be quite big with my brush strokes in the circular motion. So I wanted to make sure again there was some shadow. This time it worked out a lot better for me. I didn't have to go back and course correct and add more shadow as much as I have done in the past. You do come and see me later coming in, and the reason I come in and paint some more in is because it had lost all of its shadow. Now you only need a little bit of shadow for it to suddenly pop and be 3D. So you've got to get a balance, and you've got to think about, would you see a shadow there? And it all depends on where the foam is. So I give more depth or width to the shadow so that my happy little accidents as I'm rotating round and round still gives me a shadow or a depth. Just adding a little bit more shadow onto the rocks that I've got out there, and now you'll see me in a loose circular motion adding Paynes Gray with white, not solid white, it's quite grey. Just trying to work out how wide I want that foam that's rushing in to be. And also this will add value because it'll still be a little bit wet when I keep coming back and adding more white, and I slowly graduate it up until it becomes a pure white. Now I'm brushing back into the ocean when it's slightly lighted to help it look like it's rushing water, and even though it's not solid foam down there, there's a lot of movement and a lot of force. So yeah, I just keep going round and round, no solid colour, leaving gaps, trying to encroach some over my shadows but not too much, and you're just going to see me back and forth like that. You'll see me scuff some of the white down to support those lines that are coming forward on the beach, and I just do a happy dance until I get it right for me.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, I couldn't. I think that's Siri trying to type something for me. Hey Siri, stop.
I'm not sure I understand.
No, me either. Stop recording. Stop. I don't know why Siri was recording me then, or what she was trying to do, or he. Anyway, back to the painting. I am just doing a dance. I want it quite light at the front, and I slowly build it up until it's white. White can be quite translucent, so when you do build it up over those multiple layers, let it dry and keep adding a little bit more, but know when to stop. But that's what will give you the joy. You'll see me then come and add a little bit more foam on the waves that I created before. Again, not too much, just enough to give that suggestion of those that movement in the ocean, especially around, I think I go back and touch up around the rocks that I've got there. Other than that, that's my process, and I've left this in real time. Not cutting too much out other than when I'm dipping in the paint, or you can see what I'm doing, just so you can see it is all about patience. It is all about layering, and take your time because you've worked hard giving your composition to this part, and this is what really gives me the joy, this section. But thumbs up, subscribe, share, comments are always welcome. I hope that you've enjoyed this series of 3. If you've not watched the other 2, pop back and check them in my catalogue. There's now becoming a build-up of tutorials for acrylics, and I hope that you find value in them. But if you have painted or been influenced by my painting, remember #Sharon and they inspired me, and that helps me be able to find your work, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction to see that, and also join my Facebook group. I hope wherever you are safe. I hope that you're finding time to create. And to all my true supporters out there, thank you so much for your patience with me as I'm settling down into my life in Canberra, which I am loving. And hopefully you'll start to see more videos coming out. I'll try and add a little bit of vlog in there so you can see what I'm up to in my new area that I'm living and how I am coping. Yeah, I think that's enough of me babbling on. I will get back to my comments. Thank you, Paula, for your patience, and everybody else out there in the world. Every time you send me a comment or an email, it brings joy to my heart, and I don't feel so lonely. I'm just starting to feel guilty about not responding to you all, but that's going to be my project over the next month, to go back over the last couple of months and respond to each and every one of you, in between creating, that is. But see you on the next video. Bye bye. Okay, I love this. I think I have managed to capture a monotone beach using just Paynes Gray and White and imagination. And it looks like in here there's just a tiny hint of blue that's come through that must have been in my paintbrush from painting my last ocean piece. That, or it's just that it's a very white version of Paynes Gray, but love the addition of these, the birds. I'm loving how the clouds are giving that feeling of a very dramatic sky, and love the 3D-ness of this ocean lapping in. I've kept it quite subtle and flat, and I really like that. So let's go to top left, go down. As with my artwork, looks great from a distance. Close up, you can just see brush strokes. Go into the middle, gonna go up, you can see my birds flying out there, and to the right, down. Absolutely love. And take you across that skyline to those rocks. But thumbs up, subscribe, share, comments are always welcome. I hope you've enjoyed this series of 3. If you've not seen the others, go back and see. 1, 2. What's that there? I need to add a little bit of white there because it's getting my attention. It's like there's a big foam of water there. There you go, that makes more sense to me now. And yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, share, comments are always welcome. Hope that you enjoyed this series of 3. Remember, hashtag Sharon and Lee inspired me if you're going to create your own version of this, because that helps me see your work, which I absolutely love to see. Come back and see where I create in the next tutorials that I do. And let me know if you enjoy this piece. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.